Hello and welcome to the A&P. I am Alex Johansson and my co-host Patrick McCallum. Patrick,
Hello, everyone. How are you getting on?
we're having logical discussions about the state of the world. Let's get into it, brother. Hey, Patrick, how you doing, bud?
Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all, buddy.
So we have the Unbroken Man. The trouble Ireland is facing is enough to make anyone leave. Let's see
Yes.
what this feller has to say.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to a different sort of a video today. Let me walk around here. I hope the camera follows me. Yeah, I think it is. Looks like it is. Okay, that stew is looking good.
Actually, yes, stew looks nice, actually.
Hey, I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, he's out there just cooking it up.
Yeah, there we go. The side of a beautiful lake, actually.
So I'm here today at Loch Mask. And this is the little bridge that separates the main body, the main big Loch Mask, from the little narrow Loch Mask, the bit of the lake that goes up that way. I'm near.
That is gorgeous. Look at that.
Yep. That's
Wow.
up by County Mayo, actually.
I think you said it was Mayo and Donegal.
Yep. We're on the border there. Absolutely beautiful part of the country.
Finney, border sort of between Galway and Mayo. I just love this neck of the woods. A little bit breezy today, but the sun is coming in and out, and that's just fine by me. Sometimes I actually kind of like these days. When I was younger, my mother, you know, when she'd give me the porridge, she'd be left eating the rest then out of the saucepan. And I used to kind of feel sorry for her, like saying to myself, would she not put it out in a bowl for herself? But little did I know how much nicer it is eating it out of the saucepan. Even though it's porridge, this is hot Irish stew, beef stew, I suppose, by the shore of Loch Mask here in Galway.
Oh, wow.
That is beautiful, isn't it?
Mayo, actually.
Oh, sure.
Mayo. I think I'm in Mayo. Yeah, I'm in Mayo. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Because this whole area, you're riding in and out of the border. If you're wondering what I'm doing in this neck of the woods, I just had a job there in Carnamona. I had to shoot aerials.
What's Carnamona?
That's up by that is actually in Galway. Actually on the border of Galway. Yeah, Galway Mayo.
Okay.
But he is around that area.
Right.
Absolutely beautiful.
Right.
Then he was doing drone footage.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
In Carnamona. I'm assuming Carnamona is the place.
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful part of the country.
Drone shots.
Whoa, makes me want to go driving tomorrow.
I'm a videographer. And I do photography as well. And luckily, you know, I'm kept going. I haven't been cancelled yet. I'm sure there's plenty of, you know, left-wingers what would prefer to see me run out of work because of my thoughts. That's the way it works. I just believe that Ireland is being destroyed at the end of the day against...
I'm hoping he doesn't get cancelled.
I doubt he will.
Well, it's not like he's got escape velocity. He's not huge. I mean...
He's not, he's not. But still, as he said, there's a lot of these little people in the background. I'm trying to be really polite, as you would say, as you probably guessed.
Right. Yeah, caught you.
Yeah. A lot of these little people in the background would always try to cancel you. No matter what you say. As long as if their feelings are hurt, they will go after your livelihood.
I've never understood how being offended is a position. Like, I don't like the thing you said. I have hurt feelings. I'm like, what does that matter? If the thing you're telling me doesn't purport with reality, then why am I going to pay it any heed? And if you're just calling me names, then that doesn't do anybody any good.
I think it's more the left-wing mentality, really. Because, how can I put it in a nice way? A lot of them physically can't go after you. So they use other ways to go after you, if you understand what I mean. So
beta males in a super feminine fashion just attack your character, I suppose?
Yeah. Actually, that's far more polite now, I was thinking.
Well, I was trying to use the nice words. I don't want to hurt feelings.
Yeah, see, we're really trying to use the nice words these days.
Yes. Patrick's very nice. I'm very nice as well. We're very nice people.
Right, very nice people, yes.
It's the will of the majority of its people. I believe Ireland is actually, it's sick. It's at the moment. I would go as far as saying that it's in a state of disease, Ireland, honestly. What does the word disease actually mean? It means not at ease, dis-ease. And Ireland is not at ease at the moment. It's an ill baby. And it makes me so sad. And that's why I believe it's important to talk about it. With the latest, shall I say, riots, or are there riots in the north, you know?
Ballymena.
I was going to do a video on that on Ballymena,
Yeah.
and
Did that spread to Derry and Londonderry, or did it just stay localized to Ballymena?
No, it kind of spread out a bit, all right, but mainly localized in that area. But there was always protests up in that neck of the woods.
Well, but I mean, all of North Ireland, because in West North Ireland, there's Derry and Londonderry, and I was hearing maybe something was coming out of there. Nothing as big as Ballymena, but did you get anything?
How can I put it in a nice way? That part of the country normally has riots this time of year.
Yeah, okay, so it's riot season.
Kind of added to it.
It's turmoil time.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like LA. It's kind of a season thing.
Cross here looking over at me. They've pulled in a camper van. I think he wants to have a chat with me. He's kind of curious on my camera, but I'm just far enough away to not be within earshot.
That's one of those things where you have to invite someone over and they really, really want to talk to you, and you're just like, nope, I'm not paying you any mind, because once you make eye contact, they're like, oh, cool, I can come on in there. Oh,
yeah. And questions you and there about 3 hours later, kind of going, well, that was my afternoon.
Right. Well, you get to meet nice people, but sometimes nice people don't know when to shut the hell up. You're like, I want to get on with my day and my life, but I got this person. So
yeah.
But anyway, I was going to do a video about Ballymena and the protests and the riots. Yeah, they call them riots, and the vicious assaults. This is a certain group, slightly more angrier, a little bit more violent than many others in Ireland will be. I don't think that would happen in Galway for sure, no matter what the actions. So I know what happened. There was a demonstration in Ballymena a few days ago, largely peaceful. I believe that area has been
mostly peaceful protests. Got it.
Sort of overwhelmed with population replacement. I heard that the immigration's been just a bit much for the residents. And then there was the assaults carried out, that very, very sinister assaults by very young Roma guys, So then the locals took it upon themselves to attack houses of the immigrant community.
So the Roma, when they get places, sometimes do not cause your property values to go up, if you know what I'm talking about.
They're parasites. I've dealt with the Roma gypsies for many decades. No matter where they go, they don't bring anything good with them. And that's not being nasty. It's just their culture, and that's who they are.
Things happen.
Romas, I suppose, were the main target. And then, of course, RTE, hones in on victims. Some Filipino man had his car torched in his driveway, and he was just home from a long 12-hour shift as a I forget where he was working or whatever. That's how it works. I didn't see RTE interviewing the parents of the girl that was orally sexually assaulted. Didn't show any footage of the mattress in the house of the Roma family. Maybe it was torched. God, I shouldn't laugh. But anyway, look, there's no point in me getting all my facts right and bringing you a video talking about this, because this is just a sign of this whole thing not working out.
So why isn't RTE doing good journalistic work, especially if they're on the dime of the taxpayer, right? Isn't the taxpayer in Ireland paying for RTE?
We pay for RTE in the Republic of Ireland. But the BBC covered it as well in Northern Ireland.
All right. And did the BBC have anything better than whatever it was RTE came out with, or was it the same trash?
No, same kind of. No, actually, in fairness to the BBC, they did cover all the facts. The incident with the young girl and the Roma, and they didn't sugarcoat anything. They just gave all the facts. That's the way BBC normally reports things like this.
Well, I would
leave you a timeline, all the facts. That's it.
Yeah, I would like reporting to be done that way, and then the people can make a decision based on a factual presentation.
He put a more of a different spin in it, as he was saying.
Yeah, I hate it when they spin that stuff up.
They spin it that these poor innocent communities after being attacked and burned out, and then they had different sad stories. This guy was accidentally targeted. Yeah, I understand. It's what happened with the violence afterwards, with the riots, and with hatchets being thrown at police services and stuff like that. It was a way out of hand. I understand, but I understand anger of the community as well. I really do.
It kind of reminds me of the thing in LA. So in LA, what was happening was the crowds were doing things that if individually done to law enforcement would have gotten them shot, right?
Yes.
But when they do them in these kinds of environments, when there's a lot of people around, there's this feeling that the cops can't do the thing they would normally do, right?
Well, in fairness to the PSI, since the riots, they have found every single person, pretty much, that caused the trouble individually. They picked them out of the crowds. Because in fairness to the Northern Ireland Police Service there, it's not their first rodeo. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're well used, they're well equipped. They're not the Gardaí. They're very well equipped. And they're well able to handle it.
I would like them to find the instigators of the LA riots as well. I mean, it's unacceptable. Like, I don't mind if you're protesting, but do it legally and don't inhibit law enforcement from performing legal functions. Like, why would you do that? That just doesn't make any sense.
With the LA riots, you can pretty much see who's doing it. You can see their face for the most part.
Oh, yeah,
with all the modern technology, it's very easy to track these people. Very easy to find them.
Yeah, they found a few of them. Like the one they kept showing that dude throwing rocks at the trucks that were driving by. Yeah. Young Mr. Reyes got picked up. that fella got picked up, and AG Bondi was like, "We got the fella. We got him."
I was watching a news report about him being picked up. You know what the moral of that story is? Do you know if you break the law, don't advertise you doing it on social media. I'm just saying, with your own personal account.
That's probably not a great idea.
Not a good idea.
That doesn't feel like winning. Here we go.
It's just not working out. Ireland is not well. We're unhappy to see the country the way it is. You know, the more of this I see, the more I need to be out here. And that's why I said, you know what, I'm gonna hang around after this job I did and just enjoy the atmosphere out here, because I need to get away from the crap. And inevitably, you know, I'm going to end up, I think, living a very quiet life in this neck of the woods or somewhere like it. You know, there was the place I was actually shooting, it's the premises, and it's dilapidated and it's up for sale. And when I was shooting it, the river goes right through it, and there's a boat, and you can...
Oh, you could buy it, can't you? Go up to Kiernamorna and buy it, bud? You can do that, right?
Ooh,
you want to go live up in County Mayo?
You know what? That actually looks absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. When I come out there, we're going to go check that out, man. That's amazing.
Yes.
It's so beautiful.
As I've always said, even all around the Atlantic way, all around there, even up to the Midland, absolutely beautiful.
When I eventually fly out there, there's not going to be a sunny day while I'm there. Like, it's going to literally rain every day, and we're just going to have to drink beers in the pub and look at the rain, I suppose. I know my luck. I know my luck. I know it.
And get right out onto the lake. It's amazing. A bit wrecked, but it's got amazing potential. And while I was there, I was looking at the birds, you know. I was just taking my camera out of the bag, and 2 sparrowhawks just flew right by me, and they were play fighting. And then I heard the kingfisher on the river itself.
Oh, wow.
And that was just within a few seconds.
Beautiful part of the country.
Wow, you know, if I had this little patch of land, a couple of acres on the river with the house, I could turn it into a real wild little mecca. Let some of it re-wild. I wish more of Connemara was let go wild. And Mayo, this is Mayo here as well. I understand that. But I wish just the West was let go wild. But I can just see, you know, I'm getting older now, and I can see that I can, you know, that it's more or less going to be inevitable for me just to move away and just live a quieter life and just trying not to get so caught up in everything. Oh, there's nothing like a cup of tea.
It's funny when he says that. There's a lot more people in Ireland are saying that.
Yeah, well, because you can't get away from it, because your government's pretty much forcing a situation on you that you've told them you don't want, and they just keep pressing the point, and you're like, eventually you'll be like, okay, well, keep doing me dirty. I'm just going to go climb in this cave until it's time for me to get out of here, you know?
Yeah, funny actually, I was talking to quite a few people. We're all around the same generation as this gentleman. And more people are just saying, you know what? It's definitely not the country we grew up in.
No, checking out.
You know what I mean?
Checking out.
Yep.
myself to a few toffee pops. I swore I wouldn't. I'm trying to go off the sugary treats, but
Ooh, he's got your favorite toffee pots.
Yeah, they're actually really addictive, by the way. Really
Oh yeah,
addictive.
didn't your boy Garen Noon do a thing on that, like Irish candy and all that stuff? I'm sure he
Yeah,
must have,
yeah.
because he is in
Oh,
fact
yeah.
delicious. So
Yes.
I'd love him to try and do my American accent. That would be great. But
yeah, I try to limit myself to Sunday for the sweets. I try to cut them out for the rest of the week.
Okay.
I have a very, very sweet tooth.
I got a savory tooth. I love like really good barbecue, like barbecue ribs. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now you're making me hungry.
it's proven just wanting the treat after your lunch or whatever, having a cup of tea with something nice. That's what it's all about for me. It's hard to give that up.
Oh, he's got a nice little setup there, doesn't he?
Yeah, a little camping kit with coffee
Yeah, he's got
maker
a
and all
camping
that.
kit going.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, well, hold on. He might have made tea. He might have made tea. I don't know.
No, it's tea.
Okay.
They say you should walk after eating. See what's down here. So this is the little road, the little bridge. And this is
Definitely got one of those fancy cameras.
The upper Loch Mask. There's a lovely valley up there. This is real, like a hidden part of the west of Ireland. You know, there's not that much traffic up there, and it's a nice spin. If you're ever,
I'm sure you've driven up there.
Stuck for something to do while you're rambling.
Absolutely beautiful.
This neck of the woods.
Yeah, it is.
So I better sort of get to my point here. I'm sort of done with it now. I'm done at looking at Ireland, going through what it's going through. It's just not fair on us. It's not fair on the Irish people. It's not fair on the people that grew up here and spent their lives here. You know what I mean? That built this country. Whatever is going on with the motives of our leaders, our media, just I don't know, just so feels that they're not on the side of the Irish. Even now with
Right behind him, see the sign for Mayo?
Yeah. So yeah, he's right on the border.
Up north. I know it's awful, and I really don't like to see anyone, you know, victimized. I don't think it's right to be torching down houses and community centres or leisure centres. I just think it's happening though for a reason. You know, it really is. It's a bit of an extreme measure, but it's not happening out of thin air, I'll put it that way. What's that scientific saying? For every action there's a equal opposing reaction. I can't remember what it is.
The second law of thermodynamics.
This is because of tension mounting between, you know, communities.
But he is right. It just didn't come out of nowhere.
Right. The constituency's been pissed off.
Concerned about threats to our Roma community. There's something about Ireland. The more I see of this kind of.
So, what about the threat to the Irish community as a whole, though? Like, I understand there's some Roma people that may or may not have been part of something that some other Roma people did, but what about all of the Irish? What about the people of Ireland, the Republic? I mean, I would think that would take precedence, right?
It should. It was interesting. I was in this Cork City Saturday, and there was, you know, the usual Saturday protests on. One particular one was all about housing. Okay.
Well, I can see if there's a housing issue, and there's a housing issue in Ireland. Seems like something you could talk about, yeah.
Yeah, there was a massive housing issue that people are protesting it. Well, they put all the protests kind of together.
Oh.
But, yeah. No, there was two different protests on Saturday. There was the Free Palestine, the Palestinian, I heard they won. That's all was on.
Okay.
And then there was the housing one.
Well, I thought there was another one. There was
another one. Oh, it was the homeless, the market for housing, homelessness, and Palestine. They were all kind of mixed together.
Okay.
One big giant map. But the problem was they were all trying to shout their message at the same time. But, you know.
So there was a really bad choir of three types of folks with megaphones getting loud and telling you their message.
Yeah, they were shouting over each other. It was the whole thing. The only reason I knew there were different protests because I saw the different flags, you could say, you know what I mean?
Oh, right. We got the Palestine flags and then the Irish
Yeah,
flag.
and we had the big banner for home and the housing one. And there are all these different ones going on.
I'm sure
thing
your
is,
people before profit crew was out there.
Oh, yes, they were actually people before profit. That gets to my point, actually. The people who are giving out about the lack of housing in Ireland are the same counter protests who give out about the anti-immigrant crowd. And they don't understand that because we've had such a massive influx of people into Ireland, maybe that's why we have a housing crisis.
That's possible.
That is possible, maybe. But no, they don't see it that way.
So consequences, got it. Consequence.
Yeah.
We want to avoid consequences.
Before profit there, and I'm kind of going, yeah, you were giving out about the anti-immigrant crowd, but you're here now giving out to the government because there's a lack of housing. Why do you think there's a lack of housing? I don't know. As I said, the left in our country gets a bit confused about things.
Little crazy. Yep.
Kind of.
Yes.
These riots happening, this unrest. The more I see of this, the more I'm kind of realizing that Ireland is sort of rejecting immigration and it's rejecting other cultures.
Right, they're rejecting multiculturalism because there's a ton of criminal elements that are causing issues with housing, issues with your medical care. Oh, wasn't that the other one you said? The medical care establishment or something with medical?
Oh yeah, there was another little that was a lack of hospital beds, and that protest was there as well.
Oh,
as I said, they all kind of joined together on the Saturday. So
nice, little Saturday confab. To be honest,
I was walking past this, just looking because we were on our way to a couple of pints, really, to be honest.
Oh, did you hang out with Doc Guinness or no?
No, actually, I haven't hang out. I did actually a chance. It was a kind of a last minute trip up to Cork, actually, just on the Saturday. Just a bunch of us were going, do you know what? We might as well just head up. It's a beautiful day. Just go have a few beers in the city.
Well, I think Doc Guinness might actually be out of town. I think he headed to, I don't know, Slovenia or someplace strange. Did something weird.
How come that does not surprise me?
Hey, I gotta go. I was like, you go where? He's like, I'm going to Slovenia. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc, go, have fun.
It's just not. It's just we're not as suited to it as other countries, are we?
Oh my goodness.
So I'm driving along Loch na Fui here now, and I saw this.
Loch na Fui. He's on the wrong side of the road.
Coffee truck thing. And even though it's not long since I had my tea, I said I'll stop. So this is by Joyce County sheepdogs, and I actually had to spend a day with this guy before doing a video. So I'm kind of glad I pulled in there. This little coffee kiosk is right outside Joyce County sheepdogs, Joe Joyce. And
I noticed that actually all along the sWildAtlantic way.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of those little kiosks.
Oh, little caravans that sell coffee and stuff?
Yeah. Little buttons and it's actually really nice. I often stopped at a few of them actually. Huh? Actually pretty reasonable money wise as well.
Just a couple of quid. Couple of bob, yeah.
And they got most have got really nice cakes as well.
Good sweet tooth. Smug. All right.
Oh yeah, That's what you got. That's actually improved since I started doing that full-time job.
In the movie Marley and Me, in which Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson starred, where they got caught up on a trip to Ireland. It's a great movie. But Joe, interestingly, in part of his tour that he does, he describes how Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson, but they were there for actually a couple of days to shoot the scenes. And Joe and his wife had a little baby, and Jennifer Aniston and Owen Wilson were infatuated with the baby, and they were carrying her around whilst in between takes.
That's funny.
And the girl that made me the copy there was that actual little baby.
Oh, wow.
It's mad.
Oh, the one that made the copy was the one that was a baby.
Little random ones. This coffee is really good. So I'm going to enjoy it down here, if I can get through these big, imposing gates.
Oh, that's a lot of serious signs there.
Yeah.
Down here, and you drive sort of onto the
most people just don't care.
Well, no, he said they used to drive down there, but not anymore.
Yeah, people just
drive down here.
Beautiful.
I think I need to take off my shoes and socks. Oh.
There you
my
go.
God.
I'm so jealous. I wish I was on the coast doing that myself.
The sand is very coarse and it's kind of
Yes, lake sand would
nice
be
on the feet,
very, very
it's-
tough.
If you've dry skin,
Nothing better actually than
calluses,
parking up and just
it's
going
very
for
massaging.
a nice ice cream sitting down on a nice lake like
The
that.
sun is coming out
Oh,
of
it'd be
the
so
head here.
great,
It's gonna
right?
hit me now in a second.
Yeah, it's actually really nice.
Light me up a little bit.
The one I go to here near where I live is South Lake Tahoe. Well, Lake Tahoe is just incredible all the way around it. It's beautiful. It's on the California-Nevada border. Yeah, it is the most beautiful place I can think of in the entire United States as a whole. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, mountains with a lake. The lake is clear as a bell. It's a freshwater lake, and it's gorgeous.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Mm-hmm.
We do fishing there?
Nope.
No fishing?
Well, kind of, but it's super, super clear water. Like, it is snow water. Like, the snow is literally comes off the mountains. So the average temperature is, I'd say, just over 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's really cold water. So.
Oh, wow.
But I am not sure on the fishing thing. I don't think I've ever seen a fishing boat out there, actually. They have a couple
cold? It's that cold to be, yeah. It'd be very, very hard to fish it.
I don't have the information, but I just don't think so. It's not important at the end of the day. But they used to have these glass bottom boats. You could go look down underneath the boat, and I don't think they're running anymore. One of them caught on fire, and I think the other one shut down. They just weren't making money. So
that's a shame. That is an awful shame.
How beautiful that is, dude.
Much needed.
Yeah.
So what I was saying there a while ago was, it used to be very quiet, and then it just started to attract everybody.
Yeah.
And the girl in the takeaway there was saying that you wouldn't know anybody down here at all. Since they put up the signs, since they stopped people parking on the beach and stuff, or over around this area, it's quieting down a bit again. So it's nice today. I like it. Just a few elderly ladies.
He's going to move there. I can guarantee he's going to buy a place.
Say hello.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I was working today in Clonbur, not Clonbur, Curnamona. I said I would come here for a walk.
Oh yes, that's a good
and
spot,
shoot some videos. Yeah. So yeah, this is nice. Yeah, fresh water, lovely. It's cold, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Very friendly smile and all. Looked like he wanted to chat, but then when it came down to it, he was kind of a little bit stuck.
Yeah, he's got a camera in
area.
Camera shy, yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
It's it does get photographed a bit. People love the scenery, and it gets described as being, a hidden treasure and blissful and beautiful and really scenic and all that. But the reality is, the mountains, as nice as they are, they're a skeleton of their former selves. And I'm kind of referring to the growth or the lack of growth. It's kind of grazed to death by, animals such as sheep and deer, I suppose, as well, but mostly sheep. The Scottish blackface ram. Now, I know I spoke highly of Joyce there, and others. I've met other.
Yeah,
sheep,
it is sheep country out there.
Joyce and Mayo and Donegal.
Yeah, no, but what he's saying there is a massive sheep farms all around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really big sheep farms. Really big business.
All right, I believe you.
But I wouldn't blame the sheep.
Right, that's what he said. I wouldn't blame the sheep. Sheep got to eat too,
sheep.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ever get on the wrong side of the Irish farmers. Don't.
Bad idea, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't.
Oh, in the lambing business and stuff, wool it's not really a profitable business, but lamb is, to a certain extent, it's heavily funded by the government, to help the farmers survive. But what it's resulted in really is all these mountains that we see here around me. Like, there's no trees because the sheep will inevitably just hoover up any little growth at all, any saplings, any sprigs. They'll just eat them up. Some people will tell me that I'm wrong, but I've yet to see people prove me wrong. the evidence is sort of there for witnessing. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. Maybe I'll have to walk around. But on the other
No
side
trees.
there's a little valley, a little
But actually,
sort of
most of the Midlands is like that.
waterfall.
A
Really?
lot of
The river
Midlands.
flows
So,
down
yeah.
through a gap. It's the River Fooey. And because the sides are so steep, the sheep can't access it, and therefore the level of growth is quite high
Well, that makes sense.
in comparison to the surrounding area.
Yeah.
So you'll see this flat grasslands.
So before all the sheep, there was just a ton of trees out there, is what he's saying. Is that the way it is?
Yeah, but you have to remember this going back hundreds of years.
Ah, right.
But
Well,
yeah, there probably was woods there one time, but of course probably got cut down to make room for farms and so on.
right. And to build structures and do all those kinds of things. So
Happened, say, in Middle America is pretty much the same way as well.
Oh.
A lot of farmland out there, isn't it?
Oh, there's a lot of farmland out there. A lot doesn't even begin to describe the amount of agriculture that goes on in like Iowa and Nebraska and all that. It's insane. So.
No trees going on for miles. Nothing but bog, terrain, boggy terrain. Very little shrubbery and trees. And then all of a sudden you'll have islands on a little lake. And the islands are like domes of trees and shrubs and stuff. So it's
because the sheep can't get to
really
them.
why that is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Osho's out there right now, just walking in the water.
Oh.
So guys, from
Looks like that boat's tied off. I don't really think it needs to be tied off.
No one's stealing that
Oh,
boat.
a tire. That's funny.
I wish you all the best. Keep the faith. Keep positive. Unlike me, at times. Remember that things could be a lot worse, and be grateful.
That's a really good message, man.
Yeah.
Things could be worse, so be grateful for what you have. That's an amazing sentiment. Sometimes I tend to look at the negative side of things and how things could have been better and how if this happened or that happened, but deal with it and get on with your life. You know?
Things could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Just remember, we have always look at the positive sides.
I could have never met my friend Patrick McCallum, right?
That's true.
Then it would have just been the Alex Johansson show, and it would have been boring without your smooth Irish accent, bud.
Yeah.
All right, let's let him finish up his piece, and then we can get on out of here.
Of your health and whatever else you could possibly be grateful for. Leave a comment below, sub if you want. And until the next video, I'll see you.
There we go. Wow. That is a beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I told you all around the sWildAtlantic Way, all up through the Midlands, it's absolutely beautiful.
Well, define what the sWildAtlantic Way is so that they know.
So you're going up the coast of County Kerry, all up around Tralee, up by Mayo, Donegal, all around the Atlantic side of our ocean.
So the west side of the country?
West side, yes.
Okay.
Side facing your neck of the woods.
Right. Across the pond. Yeah. Got it.
Across the pond.
Right.
Literally across the pond. All around that coastline is absolutely beautiful. Highly recommended for anyone.
Nice. All right, everybody. Just like the Unbroken Man said, like, subscribe, do all the things, and we will definitely catch you in the next one. Thanks for coming by. For Patrick McCallum, I'm Alex Johansson, and we are signing off. See you.